Skip it up and that up. So the Last of Us remake is coming out relatively soon. It's already the end of July, basically, and it comes out September 2nd. And there's a lot of people that are interested. A lot of them I know are interested, wondering as to why we need a remake of the original Last of Us when there was the remaster on the PlayStation 4, which looked really impressive. But nonetheless, we're getting one. And just a few days ago, there was a gameplay leak. And this is before Sony's official presentation that they had on their own PlayStation YouTube channel. And it didn't look impressive. What you saw there didn't look like it justified spending another $70 on a game that came out in 2013, which is almost a decade ago. But it just wasn't, the best way I could describe it, it wasn't a Demon's Souls remake jump by any stretch of the imagination. Well, Sony, to, I guess, combat the leak, came out with that presentation, and it looked better than the leak, but did it look like it should be a $70 game? In my opinion, no. And many people in my audience, because we watched it during my live streams, which I live stream basically every day on RTU streams. Link below in the description. You should go check that out, and you'll have a lot of fun there. But anyway, back to the point. It just wasn't really, it's like, okay, facial animations are better. There were some scenes where there was snow, where the lighting was better. And yeah, it looks improved, but $70? Anybody? Did anyone see that and think it was worth $70? I'm sure there's people that are huge fans of the series that will, but I'm just saying from a technical standpoint, I have played The Last of Us before. I've played The Last of Us 2, didn't finish them, not a real big fan, but that has nothing to do with it. I've played enough to know what the games look like, and I saw the new presentation, and it wasn't impressive. And there's a lot of other people that are thinking that, and this is why I think we see a lot of developers coming out from Naughty Dog kind of defending the game. Do you see anybody have to defend Demon's Souls remake? Anybody? No, because it's one of the most next-gen looking games I would say out there. There's other ones you could Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is excellent too, and there's other ones, but it's definitely a standout title as to why you should have a 9th-gen console. Well, Jonathan Benenois, who is a senior environment texture artist over at Naughty Dog, he also put in his 2 cents as to how the original Last of Us and the remake, that there's no comparison. And this is what he had to say replying to people on Twitter. This is what he had to say to somebody. Someone wrote, Dear Jonathan, people were hyped a lot when it was announced that gameplay would be improved, and they expected The Last of Us 2 levels of gameplay for this price that is asked. The visual upgrade is amazing, that's for sure. I don't know if I agree with that one, but in my opinion, the price needs to be dialed down. Jonathan replied back with, people complain about gameplay by watching a video, but nobody actually had their hand on the controller. Oh, no. Now, look, I get that. That's my argument with games when developers used to say back in 2010, well, you're showing the gameplay and people won't want to play it. Like, yeah, obviously you have to have, that's not the full experience. Someone watching a game, unless they're solely watching for the story, that's not going to stop them from going out and buying a game because they saw it. But you should, when you're going from a game from 2 generations ago and you're remaking it, quote unquote, it should be mind-blowing. I hate to bring it up again. Demon's Souls, go compare it's night and day. Did you see Blue Point developers having to jump? It is a difference. It's this. You don't understand. We did this and this. You don't even have to say it as soon as you see the game. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, that's next gen. Yeah, there's some places. Yes, you do see a noticeable difference in visual improvements in The Last of Us remake. But is it $70 worth? I still hold to no. Anyway, he continues, having played both, there is no comparison between the PS3 and PS5, and the Pro would have simply broken the gameplay and the combat space as it wasn't built this way originally. They're not going to change the way the game works, like Demon's Souls. Okay, it still had the same backbone and foundation, and they're doing that here with The Last of Us. I understand, but when you still look at the game, the overall feel just kind of feels like something that, you know, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's a true next-gen game from what I'm seeing. I understand that holding the controller adds more to the experience, but it's a remake. And shouldn't that wow factor be there? Again, like with the Demon Souls remake, but that's just me. Now, he also goes on to talk about how the leaked gameplay had no HDR, it was low resolution, and it had messed up color grading. But again, I hate to say it, oh my god, I keep saying it, but even if the Demon Souls remake had all that, it still would look to be a huge difference over the original game. It's just the assets are different, the animations are different. I'm just not seeing that. At least the wow factor isn't there, even though there is differences with The Last of Us remake. And when you say remake, people think it's going to be completely rebuilt from the ground up. And I'm personally not seeing that, and many other people, not just me, are not seeing that with The Last of Us remake. I think my biggest issue with The Last of Us remake is the price tag. For what they're offering, for what I'm seeing, for what other people are seeing, what we're getting doesn't justify a $70 price point. It's the same game with updated visuals from 2013. You could play the remaster on your PlayStation 5 right now. And yes, there's visual differences. I saw them. But is it like a mind-blowing difference? Absolutely not. So Naughty Dog, I'm sorry. I know you guys are working hard, and I respect how much work developers put in, but everyone questioning this game has every right to do so. And think about it. Like I said 50 times in this video, how many people question the Demon Souls remake? None, as far as I know anyway. That should tell you all you need to know. If you're saying it's a remake, it should be a remake. And right now, it just looks like a really, really, really polished remaster. And that's not worth $70, at least in my opinion. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.